Hello and welcome to Nuts About Design, the podcast from Pistachio, where we talk about all things design and other things that we just like chatting about, to be fair.
Or rant about.
Or maybe rant a little bit. Today's might be a bit like that. Today I'm here with Paul again.
Hello, hello.
Love a podcast with Paul because we just love to chat, to be honest.
Yep.
As usual, podcasts are on YouTube, and please like, subscribe, follow, and also if you just rather listen, you can go on our website or through Spotify. So today's topic is something that I think both of us are feeling a lot recently. I think it's quite a hot topic.
Massive.
And I'm not necessarily even blaming AI for this, but I do think that it has had its hand, and it's the value that
of
we
what
bring.
We do.
Yeah.
Of what we
not the cost, the value.
Yeah. And probably, as we've kind of spoken about before, but this could be many different types of business, not just ours.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
Talking about it in terms of how
is everything being
us.
Undervalued?
Yeah.
A skill.
So the topic of value.
Yes. Yeah.
Huge, and I'm sure most people have got something to say about it.
I think as an agency, I nearly went on a rant the other day about it, because what we do has a value. What the experience we have, the time and effort that we put into things is being seriously undervalued. I think.
And the output that brings and the value
yes.
it brings to those businesses as well.
Yes.
So it's not only just about our bit, but it's also then what we deliver.
Yes.
And the value of what we end up delivering, and the value that then brings to that particular business, whatever organisation it may be.
Absolutely. And I think that whilst in the design world, design has become more accessible to everybody with things like Canva, which has 20 million templates. Don't get me started. And there's nothing actually wrong with that. However, does that diminish what we...
It's the impact of that.
Yeah,
isn't it,
what
I
we
think?
do. The experience, the knowing how to implement it in a way that adds value, that brings value to our clients and to businesses. And like you say, it's probably across the board. It's not just, it's almost, the YouTube generation of, I used to call in somebody to do that, but now I'll just watch I'll watch a YouTube video and I'll be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, things like, photography, for example.
Yeah.
Phones now and the cameras on them are so good that actually, in a lot of instances, the value of a professional photographer.
Yes.
Because of the quality of the cameras on phones now.
Yes.
Because of the apps you can get to then edit these pictures, and
it's not just about being able to use Photoshop.
Exactly.
Being a designer. Yeah. In fact, when people apply to me, if anybody ever sends a CV to me and the first thing that the application they say they can use is Photoshop, I ignore them. Because it's not about being able to retouch photographs. Design is so much more than that. And being able to use the right program for the right job is really important.
Yeah.
Because the amount of people that have created something, maybe, let me just use Canva as an example, but then wanted it on a 48-sheet poster, and of course it won't size up to that.
Well, I think what's happened, isn't it, is things, I know we mentioned Canva, there are many other...
Yeah, there are other
platforms
apps
are
available.
But what it's opened up is teams of people and individuals have now been given these tools to be able to, without any design experience or knowledge, go in and create certain things to a particular level.
Yes.
Which then has had a knock-on effect. So when it comes to use a professional designer, actually it devalues what that professional in their field offers, because someone can say, well, I can just knock that up in Canva.
Yeah.
Well, can you?
You mean my my sister-in-law's cousin who once did a course in interior design has done a logo in Word and would like you to use it on, across their social media because, and that'll be 50p, won't it? Because, you've already got the logo, so what else are you going to do? It's that kind of, we have, there's this video which is very rude, so I won't link to it, but it kind of encompasses that kind of thought, and every now and again we'll dig it out and put it on the company Slack channel, and we'll all just have a giggle because it's the devaluing of a skill.
As I touch on certain things there, but I think ultimately, and it could be in many different types of work that people are professionals at, but yes, it has the value gone out of professionals in their field.
Yes. I mean, we had a boss once who used to tell us that the story when people said something was too expensive, and he'd say, right, okay, so you've got a dent in your car and you take it to somebody professional and they say, okay, let me have a look at it. And they get this little hammer out and they go behind it and with one, they knock it out, right? And they say, right, that'll be 60 quid, please. And they said, but I saw you and it took you a minute. And he said, said, that's £10 for the time of doing it. And he said, and it's £50 for the knowledge of knowing where to hit it.
Exactly that. It's a good little kind of phrase and analogy, really, isn't it? So.
And it's, we mention it a lot, but we use strategy. We use thought. It's
years of experience.
And we don't. It's not just one person. We're a team of people that all play to their different skills, that all bring something to it. It's not just one person.
Yeah. Each individual bringing value.
Exactly, adding value.
And all of that value adds up to something that delivers value to a business.
Yes.
So I guess it is a little bit of a rant, but at the same time, I think it's probably a hot topic across lots of industries.
Absolutely.
Are we losing the value in what professionals can provide?
Yes.
And I think from a creative agency perspective, I think we do experience that in different guises.
I think there's a lot of, I could get whoever to do this, or what I could get AI to write that. Why can't you do it now?
Yeah. So I had a funny thing the other day. So I provided you with some content for a booklet.
Yeah.
Okay, for a customer. You designed it, you gave it back to me, and you said to me, have they used AI for this content?
Yeah.
And I said, why is that? She said, I can tell.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
So I went back to that customer and said, here's your design, please proof, blah, blah, blah. Quick question, did you use AI
to
generate... I asked, Did you use AI to generate your content for this? And they come back and they said, I wrote bits of it and then put it all in AI.
Yes.
To basically write it professionally for me. Why do you ask?
Yes.
And I replied, we can tell.
Yes.
We can tell.
Yeah.
We could tell it was AI content.
Yes.
Again, all these things have their place, but at the same time,
I think people are becoming more aware of that because, the whole M- thing, don't get me started. I don't mean N-, I mean M-, the big, huge ones that take up, that AI now put in. Although supposedly now they're moving away from that because they know that everybody knows that they put it in. It's a human touch is what's missing as well. When you read it, it's grammatically correct and everything, but it doesn't have the nuances that a human gives.
Right.
And I'm not saying that it's just AI that is causing this issue at all. I think we're in a world where, everybody wants everything yesterday, and
for not a lot. Why
can't you do... Yeah, it's the old adage, isn't it? Fast, quick or cheap.
Yeah.
You can have two of those, but not all three.
Yeah.
And, people are getting, skills are getting seriously undervalued. Yeah. A professional, any type of professional, like I say, even from a plumber to what we do, is starting to being undervalued. I'm hoping, or I hope people realise that actually, in the long term, that we need these skills before they die out, before,
Exactly, yeah. Someone questioned me the other day on a cost for a branding project, and they said, "Oh, that seems quite a bit of money." It's like, okay. I said, "How have you costed it?" I said, "Well, I've worked it out based on the value this is going to bring to your business."
Yeah.
And they said, "But how many hours is that?" I said, "No. I've costed this based on the value this is going to bring to your business, and ultimately bringing value to your business means that it will generate business and make you money."
Yes.
Okay. So I've based it on the value that this is going to bring to your business, this new brand, and the value it's going to bring. They couldn't get their head around it.
No.
They couldn't understand. They're like, "Well, but what's the per hour cost?
Yeah.
How many hours is that?" I said,
well, yes, but it's not just, you've got, apart from selling your soul to the devil, it is Adobe, which costs £20 million each month just to be able to, do this stuff. So you've got to pay, you're paying wages, you're paying for programs, you're paying for computers, you're paying for all this stuff.
There's the physical cost.
It's a physical cost as well as a value that you're, like you say, you're bringing to a business. It's not just a one package serves all kind of thing. You can't.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And at the end of the day, you're a business. Surely, would they then sell their services for less? How would they cost their services? If they were to then pass that service on to somebody else, and someone went, "Well, that's a bit pricey," and they went, "No, but it's my cost. That's our price."
Yeah.
So what do they expect then?
Exactly.
Them from us.
Yeah. Value. Value. It's a dying thing, and I think, as you said earlier, I think it's something that needs to be addressed.
I think we've also found recently, which is what nearly started me on this rant in the first place, was we did this. We're actually getting to the point where pitch culture is coming back. Quite a lot of pitches are happening, which is absolutely fine. It's not a problem. But people are now also wanting concepts with that, which is going back to the old days when basically they just got a load of people to pitch. Then, and I'm not saying that everybody does this by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But it's a or an abused kind of situation, because the amount of time and money that you actually put into that pitch yourself, it's not just, I'll just rattle something out or something. We don't use the same pitch for everybody.
No.
That pitch is done specifically for that client. The time, the effort, and everything that you'll put into that pitch.
And if you're doing creative and messaging, etc., for that pitch, you're doing the project.
Exactly, you're doing a large proportion of that project. Now, in that pitch that we didn't actually do any creative, which was a blessing, really, because they came back and went, "Oh, we got somebody to do it for free."
Yeah.
Well, so they've seriously undervalued, or the value that we've put in, the time we've put into that pitch, by going, well, it's frustrating, I think, more than anything, that people think, "Oh, well, you're just going to knock it out, aren't you?"
Yeah.
No,
don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't, and that's our whole ethos. Our whole ethos is that we think creative. We think about what we're doing. We put the time and energy into it. Each pitch is individual. It's not something we churn out.
No.
Value.
And as you say, it is has crept back in, and it's a difficult scenario because obviously you want to go for work.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to turn these things down. But again, I've come across situations in the past where some organisations have actually offered up an amount of money for you to pitch to cover. It's only minimal.
Yeah.
But a small amount of money to say, look, we'd like
Still
you to
better than
pitch.
nothing.
Yeah, we'd like you to pitch. We understand you're going to end up doing some of the work here as part of that pitch. Here's a nominal amount for you to bill us for to be able to do the pitch. So they see the value in you doing your work, albeit a nominal amount of money.
Yes.
At least they're thinking, well, actually, these guys are going to spend some time on this, so it's only fair.
Especially for a small business, it actually takes quite a lot of time, because it's not just, I mean, there's obviously the work that you do on the pitches, creating them and writing them, but there's also the designer that's then put your content into that pitch. There's the person that's then looked through the project and given you a quote, how they think they would approach it, or how much time they're going to spend on it, or there's more than one person that's kind of involved. And for a small business, getting pitching can actually become really expensive to do.
It can do, yeah. And thankfully that it's not too often.
It's not as it was at one point very rife.
Yeah. Had a few this year already, which is absolutely fine, but it's not quite the same as what it used to be, where you were churning pitch after pitch after pitch all the time. Yeah. Again, it just comes down to value again, doesn't it? And it's understanding the value of what we would present to you in a pitch. Yeah. And if you've got 3 or 4 different agencies doing exactly the same for that same pitch, the value you are getting from all of those agencies for one particular project is huge. Yeah. It's absolutely huge. In what other situation would you get 3 or 4 organisations giving you all of their ideas and doing some of the work for you to then...
It's like saying to... someone to come around and do your bathroom, you get them to quote on it, and then you say, oh, and while you're around there, I just want to see what your work's like. So can you just replace the sink for me, just so I can see what it looks like?
Yeah. Nah.
It's not. They turn around and tell you to take a short walk of a long pier, wouldn't they? Yeah. Or a long walk of a short pier.
But again, value, isn't it? It's all about value. So, so there's lots of different factors that I think are affecting the perception of value.
Yes.
Whether that's things like that affect us, whether that is things like AI, not the only thing, but
no.
But in other industries, technology. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, photographers or videographers, in some instances, will be fighting against an individual who has some editing skills and some apps on their phone, and their camera on their phone is so good that actually people are making a lot of their own content now.
Well, to be fair, I mean, the cost of a phone is probably more than cameras that people buy.
True, yeah. But again, it's more... there's lots more things now that are more accessible to everyone on the street, okay?
Yes.
Whereas before, it wasn't.
Yes.
But does that still mean that the devalue of people's expertise and skills and knowledge should be devalued? And I don't think that is the case. You use those professionals when you want to use them. Yeah. And you value what they do. Yes. And the output of that value that we provide, that professional provides, adds value to you. Yeah. And whatever it is you're doing, whether that is your business, your brand, campaign, etc. Huge topic.
I know.
And I'm sure lots of people have got lots of different things to say about it.
Yeah. And I think another thing about using a specific professional for that job is that if something happens, they are able to, one of your favourite words, pivot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And change things. If things aren't getting the engagement in our world, then we can look at changing it or working on it, or, I think, I think it's, like I say, it was a rant that I nearly went on the other day. Yeah. Pulled myself back just for a little bit. But yes, I think it's definitely a frustration across the board for quite a lot of professionals at the moment.
Yes. Yeah. So anyone that's got any insight into maybe how their businesses or their industries are seeing the value of what they do decrease, then can get in touch.
Absolutely.
It'd be great to hear other people's comments on it.
It would actually, and to also get a different angle on it. And I realise that a lot of people, are pushed up from high to use AI because it's cheaper, or, so they don't need a team, or they don't need, but then they're missing something. I know budget is important. Obviously, budget makes the world go around. But like you say, is it the whole you've got to speculate to accumulate kind of thinking?
Yep.
Value.
So, value.
Well, it was lovely speaking to you, Paul.
And you,
lovely having a rant.
A debate.
A debate, yes. We went, a discussion. Thoughts.
Yeah.
Thoughts, maybe.
On a hot topic, and I'm sure there are lots of other hot topics.
There used to be a dance group called just really showing my age now.
But it'd be really good to hear if anyone's got any thoughts on the value and devalue of professional services. Yeah,
cool. Lovely. So, as always, watch the podcast on YouTube, listen on our website or through Spotify, share, follow, engage. Love to hear from you. Drop us a line either at hello@pistachiodesign.com or just through our social media. We are on most of them. You can find us. So, lovely talking to you, Paul.
And you. Until next time.
Yes, until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.